Hello everyone, let's do a book talk for Get a Life, Chloe Brown, written by Talia Hibbert. This was published in 2019. This is book number 1 in the Brown Sisters trilogy, and it is told in third person. When I physically read this book, I also listened via audio, and the audiobook I listened to was available on Everand, and it was narrated by Adoja Ndoa. I'm sure I said that wrong. It was 10 hours and 41 minutes on standard one-time speed. This edition was 369 pages. This is definitely a book that you need to be, I would say, 18 or older to read it, as it is sexually explicit. So, what is this book about? So, we are following Chloe, who is the main female protagonist, and every now and then we get a POV from the man here, whose name is Red. Chloe has what she determines to be a near-death experience. Was it really a near-death experience? In my opinion, no, but it was enough to get the adrenaline pumping, but not a near-death experience, in my personal opinion. You decide when you read that if you think it was a near-death experience or not. I don't think it was, but it was close enough for Chloe that she was like, I need a life, because she thinks that when she dies, her obituary is going to be very dull, and she wants it to be a little bit more upbeat and a little bit more exciting. Chloe does suffer from chronic pain, like fibromyalgia and things like that, so she is on a lot of pain medication, is very limited with how long she can do certain activities and how she can do certain activities. If you have chronic pain like myself, you completely understand that. So I did see aspects of that, of myself in that with Chloe. Now, I was checking in for a doctor's appointment, and I saw that someone had diagnosed me with fibromyalgia, but that doctor never told me that I have fibromyalgia. So I don't know. I've got to do some research into that and see, from the very little, like less than 5 minute research I was able to do so far, I might very well have it. So yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. It's just like, why would someone diagnose something and not tell the patient? Anyway, so Chloe's got several, some health issues and stuff. And she just wants to get a life, so she makes this list. Like, have meaningless sex is on the list, have a drunken night out, and then there's some other things, and so she tries to check these off. Chloe is the eldest of the Brown sisters. The middle child is Danny, who is the second book in the series, and the youngest is Evie, who is the third book. They do make an appearance in this book. You do have her talking to her grandma Gigi, who is the comedic relief in this. I mean, this book is very comedic anyway, but Gigi adds a different level of comedic relief. So Chloe's just trying to get a life. She moves into this apartment complex. Red is the apartment manager. He goes around fixing things, like if there's a clog, something with the electricity, he goes around and he fixes things. Red is also a painter. He loves to paint. And he also goes in and takes care of his mother, which I found was very sweet, the moments that we did have him conversing with his mother. So that was cute. Anyway, so Chloe realizes that she can enlist the help of Red, kind of spark a deal with him. Chloe is a website designer, and so she's like, hey, if you help me with my list, I'll design your website for you, because he wants to be a painter. So, hi Polly. So she decides that, and Red takes her up on that offer, so they strike a deal. Red takes her out for a drunken night out. One of the items on the list is camping. That does happen later on in the book. So you're just following as she tries to get a life. Hey, no, you don't need to be chewing on that. So as Chloe decides to try to get a life, according to her, so her obituary is not so dull when it eventually happens that she does die, because everyone dies. Like with many a romance, there is miscommunication. This book is no exception to that. So that's basically what this book is about, is Chloe getting a life, her helping Red, they strike a deal, and as they get to know each other better, their relationship strengthens and romance blossoms. So what is your representation? You have black representation, you have chronic pain, you have plus size, therapy, like mental therapy, someone going and getting mental help, like seeing a therapist. Not physical therapy, but actual therapist. And then what are your content and your trigger warnings? You have emotional and physical abuse talked about, okay? You have chronic pain and how that can be, if you're in a really bad spot, maybe it's not a good idea. Even though it's good representation, maybe it's not the right time for you to read it if you're not in a good spot. That is going to be completely up to you. So, and sexually explicit language and sexually explicit content. Now, from this point on in the video, you definitely need to be 18 or older. In case you are still on the fence, I will go into the words that I was able to count. Please be aware, I'm going off of the edition that I read, so other editions, maybe from other countries, could be slightly different, okay? And I'm also going off of the idea that something could be, there could be slight variations to the word, so I could have the base word of shit, but it could be shitting, shitter, I don't know, something like that. Could be slight variations. And there's always a chance I could have missed a tally here or there. So just be aware of it, but this gives you a rough idea of what the ratio is to a 369 page with the words I will tell you. In case there was a word you absolutely want nothing to do with in any of your books, then you'll know if it comes up to skip this book. So let's get into this. We have the word God 46 times, not in religious context. Shit, 59. Hell, 17. Damn, 17. Bloody, 25. And I did use that word as this does take place over in, I think, England somewhere, or in the UK somewhere, and that is, my understanding is the kind of like similar to fuck, so I did count that. The name Christ 11 times, not in religious context. Balls, 8. Piss, 20. Breast, 11. Badass, 7. Damn it, 2. Prick, 3. Bullshit, 5. Arsehole, 3. Again, that is an accent thing. It is actually here in, at least in my neck of the woods here in Utah, it would just be asshole. So, arsehole is how it is spelled out in the book. Blowjob, twice. Arse, 10, aka ass. Okay. Shag, 3. Come, C-O-M-E, 19. Wet dream, once. Tits, 9. Orgasm, 13. Cock, 13. Sack, S-A-C, 1 time. Shaft, twice. Head, twice. Pre-cum, once. Labia, twice. Clit, 16. Wet, 11. Cunt, 4. Dick, 11. Hard, 3. Wanked or wankered, twice. Screw, 3 times. Twat, 5. The word Lord, 7, not in religious context. Arouse, 11. Knackers, once. The phrase goddamn, once. Bitch, twice. Vaginal, twice. Pussy, 11. God-awful, once. Dog shit, once. Motherfucker, 3 times. The phrase goddammit, once. Grind, once. Nipple, tense. Tense? 10. Okay, nipple, 10 times. Ride, once. Horny, 5 times. Masturbate, once. Turn on, 4. Jack off, once. Hellhole, once. Uterus, twice. Genitals, once. Hussy, once. Erection, 5. Folds, twice. Finger, once. Base, once. Penis, once. Do, once. Suck off, once. Areolas, once. G-spot, twice. Debauched, once. Nuts, once. Smart arse, smart ass, once. Anal, once. Hard on, twice. Fuck, 187 times. Bud, once. The name Jesus, 3 times. Not in religious context. Did I already say that? I don't think I did. Okay. Anyway. Lips, once. Release, once. Entrance, once. junk once, thrust 3 times, and bang once. And that is the word count. So now you'll know if this book is one that you can go ahead and pick up, if it passes your threshold of tolerance, of what you're able to tolerate and read at this point in your life, if you're interested in it, or if this one that you should hold off and read at a later point, or it's just a complete pass for you. Now, I am going to read about the author. It says, Talia Hibbert is a Black British author who lives in a bedroom full of books. That would be great. Okay. Supposedly, there is a world beyond that room, but she has yet to drum up enough interest to investigate. She writes sexy, diverse romances because she believes that people of marginalized identities need honest and positive representation. And in my opinion, Talia Hibbert is good at representation, whether it's health representation like the chronic pain, autism, racial diversity, LGBT, as there is also, I did forget, there is a hint at potential LGBT rep, female, okay? But it is definitely one of the minor characters. Let's see. Her interests include beauty, junk food, and unnecessary sarcasm. And in case you're interested, so Talia Hibbert, as it did say, is Black. So if you want to read books by Black authors, and you don't mind the spice and the language, and you have not read this series, this would be a place that you can look as well. Also, if you are looking for authors that are confirmed to be on the autism spectrum, Talia Hibbert is confirmed to be on the autism spectrum as well. So let me know if you've read any of Talia Hibbert's books. She does have a plethora of books out there. And if you have read this series or this book, let me know, did you like this or not? And if you have not read this, is this one that you are interested in? I know there's been a lot of hype around this book. Some people, the more hype, the less they want to read it, and some people jump right on the hype bandwagon. So definitely let me know, which are you? Are you one that avoids it until the hype starts to die down, or are you jumping right along with everyone else? No shame in that. Definitely let me know your thoughts. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.